Oh yeah, it's recording. Okay. Well, I stopped it and started it. We'll see. All right. Okay. Where's the onions? Look at all this stuff. Avocados are the best part. The best for last, all the fat. I hope they're soft enough. They felt a little bit firm when I opened that first one up, so I just hope they're soft enough. I might open up. I might cut into one of the 3 I got from the grocery store yesterday, because they actually might be softer and more flavorful. I was saying that, I get 3 bags of avocados, and I went on the tangent about how we ripen them. But what I do is I put 1 bag in, 1 or 2 bags in the refrigerator, and I put 1 or 2 bags in to be ripened. And that's what I do. And then when those are ripe, then I stick them in the refrigerator and I eat off the ripened ones. So that's how you can ripen your avocados. And if they get too ripe, well, you've got other ones in the refrigerator. So that's what I was trying to talk about earlier when I went on the tangent about how to ripen avocados. I think I made too much again. I'm gonna have to get another trough. Carrots, pomegranates. It's cracking me up. Haven't even cut the cheese. We got the cheese and the avocado to cut. I might not put all those carrots in there. Yeah, I totally get buying this stuff pre-done. I just don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Golly, I've got too much going on. All right, what else do we have? I'm gonna skip the arugula, you guys. I'm not gonna put the arugula in there. It'll just knock them out. Okay, we got 2 more things. We got radishes, onions, blueberries. I cracked myself up. That's ridiculous. Maybe I'll leave those on top, make it like a little garnish on top. Maybe I won't put eggs in here. I'll make it a vegan salad. That'll make all the vegans happy. I don't know the vegan, but oh gosh, that's a lot of onion. Well, maybe not, if you mix the whole thing in here. Yeah, I'll stop at those onions right there. I think, actually, I don't want to overwhelm, because I can smell the onions. I can smell onions in there. You got too many onions. Again, hopefully there'll be other flavors. Where did I put green onion? Cheese. Oh, there we Yep. If you don't like onions, you can just definitely tune away now, because I just ruined it for you. Somehow I have to mix this in with this bowl of lettuce and at least 3 avocados and some cheeses. Tell me how I'm gonna do that. All right. And I could very easily mess this up by putting too much cheese in it. So I have this cheese that's pretty, I think the right word is pungent, strong. When you have a pungent cheese, I know somebody that I care about that doesn't like the strong flavor of the cheese. Even though I like it, doesn't mean she likes it. So I try to be conscious of that. The manchego is more mild, but still flavorful. And I can actually eat more of the manchego because it's not as pungent. So I'm going to sparingly, hopefully appropriately, but sparingly use the one cheese. It's strong. And then I'll put the goat cheese in. Oh, it's going to be wonderful. All right, so this avocado right here is, look at all this stuff. This avocado is firm. Let me try to cut it up for you. Now, if you're not born and raised in the C-word state, for those of you who don't know, that's California. I've learned, after hanging out with lots of people from the South that haven't had avocados, many people don't know how to cut an avocado. And I've watched them peel the outside. I've watched them do all kinds of stuff. And it just cracks me up. And even some of them end up cutting their hands. So you have it. Boom, like that. All right, then you take yourself a spoon like this. Oh, drop that in the trash. If I drop a towel on the ground, it goes right in the hamper. Or it goes as a floor towel. And then you take it and you just grab the edge. Oh, yeah, this one's more firm than I like. So I'm going all around the edge. Yes, this one's too firm. Oh, there it is. So, that's it. Now, I didn't get all the meat because this one isn't really going to be good. It's not going to have the flavor because it's not ripe. So, it's okay. I'll see if the other 3 I bought are going to do for my flavor. And then you take it here and you go chop, chop. Oh, yeah, very firm. So, this is actually a bad example of an avocado. I'm going to try a piece. I don't like it. All right, it's going to be okay. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to chop it up small. It's got the flavor of an avocado, but it's not mushing, which will look better aesthetically, but I want the mush because I want the fat to spread around. Now this is the tricky part, like this. That's how people cut their hands. What if I would have done it? So it's so not ripe that the seed isn't even wanting to pop out. So that's another way you know that your avocado is not going to be sweet. No good for guacamole. If you were to try to make guacamole with an avocado this firm, it'd be no good. So, another thing you don't do is you don't squeeze avocados to see if they're ready. You look at them. Everybody in every Publix in the South, I see them, including the ones I care for, and they start squeezing the avocados and they put it down, squeeze it, put it down, and then they'll pick one. What they don't realize is they've just started all those bruises that the next guy that buys the avocado is going to have. And they look at me like I'm crazy because we squeeze fruits and vegetables. That's the way a lot of people tell if something's ripe. Well, nobody walks up to a banana and squeezes a banana, do you? No. You look at the banana, and avocados are very similar. You can look at most varieties. There's one that just stays green even when it's ripe. But most varieties turn a brown and then get dark, and that's how you tell if they're ripening. So do not squeeze your avocados. All right, so there's one avocado. Now let's see if these ones that I just bought. Now, when you're doing avocados, if your avocados that you have at home, I've had these for 2 weeks at home, and they looked perfect, but I didn't dig into this batch. If I would have dug into this batch 2 days ago, I would have stuck them outside for another day or two. I looked at these last night, and I did check them for firmness. However, I bought them, and I did it very gently. Ooh, I don't know, this one might not be that good either. That's all right. I'm gonna try it. Oh no, it's actually better than the other one. So let me see. Yes, look at that. This one is coming away from the skin very nice. It's perfectly ripe. And look at that. The whole thing comes out, and it's just gonna be a different texture. It's gonna give more flavor. It's softer, and it will combine and coat the lettuce with avocado mushiness. I'm not gonna mush it up, but this is much better avocado. I think this is the ripest of the 3 I got. Should never cut towards your skin when you're using a knife, okay? That's probably why this isn't a good idea, but watch the way that one comes out. See how easy that came out? So then you just take, and if you can see that edge there, the guys at work, the chefs I know, they say the important part about getting your avocado pit out is to have the right size spoon. I don't, but that's all right. Yeah, it's looking good. You see how it's like a little milky because it's soft. It's cutting much differently than that other one, which is it wasn't rubbery, but it's just kind of like firm. It's in between being in the refrigerator too long after it was ripened and not eaten soon enough. Should have left it out for a day or two more, but if I would have left it for 1 or 2 days too long, it would have just been brown spotted and rotted. So anyway, I get lots of avocados, so in case some of them are bad or are not ripe, I have options. Okay, 2 more avocados. I wonder if I have any vinaigrette. Probably don't. I got some olive oil. I don't even know if it's any good. I might ask. Yeah, God, can you imagine doing all this time and then reaching for some old olive oil that has gone rancid or bitter or whatever olive oil does? That would be frustrating. I think I did. That was something. Oh yeah, I cooked my spaghetti for 12 or 14 hours, and then I ran to get some garlic bread, and I came back, and I guess I turned it up just a little too hot because I wanted to cook it just towards the end, and I burned at the bottom of it. It was so depressing. And so I thought it would be better if I stirred it up to mix the burned part into this giant 12-quart thing of spaghetti I made for myself, by the way. And I actually made it worse because the burnt part mixed in with all the other stuff. Somebody told me in that case, when you burn it, you're better off just peeling off, pouring the sauce out, and leaving the burned part stuck to the bottom of the pan. And I froze 12 quarts of that stuff. Huge pan. I think it was even more than 12 quarts. It was like a 2 or 3 gallon. What's that? It's probably 12 or 16 quart. It was a big commercial style pot. Now this one's a little firmer, but it's not too bad. That's 3. Yeah, the chefs at work, they cut these so evenly. It's amazing. And they don't cut their finger, but most of them have cut their finger, so that's how you get practice. I cut my finger when I was working at that pizza restaurant prepping food when I was 12. Cutting the bell peppers. It was a bad cut. Put a Band-Aid on it. I did the prep cooking and I washed dishes, and that's the only time I ever wore gloves when washing the dishes because I had such a deep cut on my that finger, my right index finger. But I didn't, oh, you can go home. It's like, no, I wanted to stay and make money because I was motivated because my parents weren't ATM machines and didn't coddle me. Well, at least I don't think they did. I bought my own first car, didn't have them help me buy a car. Didn't have them help me buy a down payment for a house. Didn't have them pay for college. If I wanted special clothes with a name brand on it, I had to save my own money. It's not that they let me go naked, but I was not allowed to have a budget for clothes because they didn't have the budget for clothes. So I'm rinsing the outside of the avocado. We're not going to eat the outside, are we? But I'm touching it with my hands. And we talked about it. I feel the same way about lemons. Heck, I even wash my bananas. So call me crazy, but I want that dirty banana on my clean hands when I'm eating. To me, I just say it's common sense. Wash everything. We wash our chicken. We wash everything. And this one is perfectly soft. You can just see it. Totally different. So that's going to be really flavorful. So I'm glad I bought these 3 because this is the money maker avocado. So 2 of these are really soft. So that's the avocado. Look at that. And it's a little bruised because it's so ripe. So that's the downfall. That's why I buy extra avocados. And you just scrape it out. But you make sure you take that out because you don't want that bad part in your meal. Most people just, whatever. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten an avocado with a nasty brown spot in it. And I'm like, why would you serve that? Would you? Now think about it. If you were serving a sliced banana and a quarter of the banana had a brown rotten spot, you would not put that on a platter and serve sliced banana. But people don't understand avocados and they just go, oh, but it's avocado. It's not supposed to be brown. See all that? None of that's brown. There's no rotten spots in any of that avocado. And if it has it, sometimes I get avocados that are all bruised up. If it's got lots of brown, then I just peel around, and sometimes I only have half of the avocado or less left because there was so much rotten. But it's okay to use it. Just cut that rotten part away and don't worry about not having the whole avocado. You might have to use 2 really bruised ones to make one, Or sometimes it's so bruised I just give up and throw it away, grab another one. It just depends. All right. Well, I think we got some cheese to do. I might mix this in now with this other batch. Maybe squirt one more lemon on it. Let's see. Whew. I'm just gonna throw it in and mix it. Yep. Yeah, if I would have had, that last avocado was the best. And as far as I'm concerned, the avocado is what makes this salad. And if I would have had, yeah, we need some salt. I don't want to make the mistake my grandma made. She made goulash. I was really hungry and I was excited. And she made some really good goulash. It had meat in it, it had tomatoes, I think it might have had noodles, hamburger. It smelled so good. And I went to taste it. She told me to get a bowl. And from the living room, she said, I think it might have a little too much salt. And I says, oh no, Grandma, it'll be fine. Like, what's too much? Now, my grandma loved salt. Like, she was the saltaholic, right? I've never tasted too much salt. I took one bite and I was like, ugh. And I was like, Grandma, I never knew what too much salt was, but I think you might be right. She said, I tried. I put too much in it. So I put another thing of canned tomatoes in. I put another potato in, but I still. So, lesson learned there. If you make goulash with too much salt, separate the pan, cut it in half, or put half of it in the refrigerator, or whatever, if you don't have another pan, and then add your vegetables to the over-salted goulash. We might have been able to save it, but that's pretty funny. So now that avocado is mixed in, and this is that lemon mixture. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's actually got a thickening to it. You see that? See the thickening there? So that's what I'm going for. And we've got maybe 1 or 2 more lemons to put in there. Oh, and I almost forgot the walnuts and the pecans. All right. So, actually, we'll take some pecans. Taste them. Mmm. That's some good protein. Now, have you ever had peanut butter? Imagine you have. And if you haven't, it's probably because your parents were trying to coddle you. They're afraid you might be allergic, so they never gave it to you, which actually exacerbates the problem even more and makes you potentially allergic. So, you can make pecan butter. And pecan butter is like peanut butter, but it's made out of pecans. Walnut butter. There's a walnut. That's good. All right. So, if you think about peanut butter, is it sweet? Yeah, it's sweet and creamy. Walnut butter, pecan butter, they all have the good fats and oils. And so I'm gonna finely chop these, and it won't turn into peanut butter, but as it mixes, it's gonna give sweetness and oil and fat to the salad. So I don't want to say it's a secret because I'm making the video, but I think this is an important ingredient, is putting these in, and then pine nuts I'm putting in too, because this really does help the word, I think the word is palate, your flavor palette, more than people know. And pecans are theoretically expensive. People, you know, you're not going to go to a nice restaurant, and some nice restaurants will put pecans in, but not a Denny's, because they're trying to keep food costs low. And I don't want people to get a pecan nut. I want them to have, you know, very tiny amounts of pecan coating each bite of their ingredients. They won't see pecans or be able to I like the word disambiguate. Have you heard that? Is that where it means fancy way for college people to say figure it out? I've seen that word recently, disambiguation or disambiguate. I think I might have used it wrong, but disambiguate. The ingredients. I want them to just enjoy the process and go, how'd you do it? Those of you still watching, really appreciate it. You might be realizing now why this salad's gonna taste good. You know, see, and I could put more than that in it, but I'm not gonna. Why I think this salad tastes good. If I don't like doing something, you gotta pay me a lot of money to do it. And then I probably won't do it for a very long time. I might just do it to help you out or get through. But I really like doing this. It is something I enjoy doing. And when you enjoy doing something, it's nice to, I like to do it right. You know, I don't like to do it. Sometimes I don't do things I should do because I can't do it perfect or as good as I want to. I'm working on that defect though. Sometimes you just gotta do something. So these nuts I've had here, this is not included in the $50. I did taste these nuts. I've got some other mixed nuts where I take all these different nuts out of these bulk bags and then I mix them into a bag where I just grab them. And they actually don't taste as fresh as these that I got from these bags. So I'm glad I didn't just use my pre-mixed nuts, because I take the 5 nuts and then I make Ziploc bags and I fill them up. But I think I left these in a truck for a couple months, and then I probably have been in that mixed bag for a few months. And they don't have enough preservatives in these to make them stay like the toxic waste nuts that you can get that are from the grocery store as individual servings. Mixed nuts. I think salt is a preservative too, so mixed nuts with the salt, they might actually last longer. Oh, funny story. So before I went on the Dr. Gundry diet, I was eating cashews from Costco, the raw ones, unsalted. And it's supposed to be healthier. They definitely don't taste as good as the roasted, salted ones, that's for sure. But I got used to them because that was what I was eating. I'm at my friend's house, staying there for a week. Imagine that, staying with me for a week, talking like crazy. So, I hear him say, "Honey, these cashews are stale." And I speak up and I say, "Oh, I've got some cashews. They're fresh. They're the raw, organic, unsalted." I said, "You probably won't like them as much as yours." And I look, and his lovely wife had put my bag of cashews in their pantry, and he was going to eat some food because he wanted to eat something, even though we'd already had our how many meals, but you know, you snack. And I said, "Wait a second, those are mine." I said, "They're not stale, they're soft, because they're different than the roasted ones." So I just thought it was funny. But that's, you know, roasted, salted, it tastes better, but I think the raw are supposed to be more healthy, but who knows? So look at that, I could actually make peanut butter out of this, or walnut butter. Oh, I'm super excited now. That's looking really good. Maybe I should make some homemade walnut butter with a knife. See how you guys like that. See how long that takes me. Ah, crumb. Sorry I said that word that talked about the poppy plants, because if you talk about poppy flowers and you use the name of the end result of the poppy flower after it's processed, YouTube will not like me. I'm gonna wash these berries. The berries I'm also going to put in, and I'm gonna toss it with the berries. And hopefully some of the berries will break up and add some of their flavor. And hopefully they won't color the salad funny. Maybe I won't toss it too much, because they could give it an odd color. That's why I didn't use red beets. I was concerned about the color. So that might be something I just decide not to do. Should probably put those in last because they'll get a little soft, but I'm not going to do it that way. Oh, Jiminy's, why did I do that? Oh, I don't like cleaning, so I try not to make a mess, but I was too fast because I'm trying to rush. God, I better leave. I better leave because, holy cow, I gotta leave now. This is hilarious. This is the 3-hour salad.